Welcome back to Charlottesville This Week. I'm your host, Melissa Neeley. This week I'm speaking with the Executive Director of the Rivanna Water and Sewer Authority. We're discussing how the Department of Environmental Quality has ordered the RWSA to decide by December 31st how it will replace the Rivanna pump station so it can handle more wastewater. Now, what about the cost for any of these options? Is there a big difference, or are they all about the same?
There is a big difference. We have concept-level cost estimates, which are rough and subject to refinement for concepts A through D. Concept A was $25 million, the cheapest. Concept B was a little bit higher than that, I think around $28 million. Option C was the most expensive at $37 million, and option D was $34 million.
And so right now, of course, like I said, city and county officials are trying to negotiate. Where exactly are they in the process of deciding on an option, or at least narrowing them down at this point?
Earlier this week, the city council reviewed the options, and they decided to move forward with option D and option E. So that will come before the Rivanna board next Tuesday. Yesterday, the Albemarle County Service Authority board met, and my understanding is that they want to also study Concept A at the next level.
So there's still a long way to go, probably. Is there a possible deadline that the Water and Sewer Authority is looking to try to get these options settled and narrowed down to one option that everybody can agree with?
There is a deadline. We have been in communications also with the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. They share our interest in minimizing and avoiding having sanitary sewer spill beyond the capacity of the system. So they support enlarging the pump station that we're trying to put forward, and they expect us to have a decision made on which option we're going to design by the end of this calendar year.
So a few more months, and then we could possibly know which direction this is going to go. So thank you so much for coming on Charlottesville This Week and explaining to everyone. And is there any other information we should know about this?
I think there's one important thing that we have not discussed in our brief conversation, and that is that in developing the plan for how to best manage the sewer collection system in this community, we had extensive discussions with the city of Charlottesville and the Albemarle County Service Authority, because those are the two agencies that collect sewer from the homes and businesses and then convey it into our system. And those two agencies, after looking at the conditions of their system, came back to us with recommendations on how much of the rainwater flow they believe it was cost-effective for them to remove from their systems so that we don't have to build a transmission system capable of handling all of the flow that's been measured in the past. And they decided that 25% was a reasonable, achievable, doable goal. So we have taken that into account in sizing what we need to build and are not building facilities as large as what we might otherwise have to build if they did not commit to those efforts. Oh,
so I see. So there's going to be some infrastructure changes within the county and the city itself that they're going to take care of, which will help in the management of this wastewater.
That's absolutely true, and it's also probably worth pointing out that the measures that they are taking are not inconsequential in terms of dollars. They're going to have to spend some real dollars to develop the 25% that they have proposed. So in short, from a financial sense, this is a very difficult and very expensive project, but yet one that is worthwhile and is one that is required by federal and state regulations that we pursue.
Now, let me just ask one question, and this probably would be obvious, but forgive me for my naivete. So right now, since the system's not being able to handle it, what's happening? Are you having overflow problems or leakage problems? Or so what's happening exactly that sort of sparked all of this off?
Unfortunately, when we have heavy rains, what tends to happen is the sewer pipes and the treatment facilities fill up with water. and when they are completely full and there's no more room to put anything and there's still more water coming down the pipe from above, there is no alternative left. And some of that flow that's coming down ends up escaping directly to the environment without being properly treated. And that's the core problem as to why we think this is an extremely important priority, one that we should not unduly delay, one that we should move forward. We have to deliberate alternatives and get public input, and that sometimes can seem like a slow process, and we need to take some time to do that, but we do not need to take an excessive amount of time because of the problem I just described.
Well, Mr. Frederick, thank you so much for coming and explaining all of this to our audience. And thank you, and please keep us updated on how this is going.
Be happy to. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's time for another break. I'm your host, Melissa Neeley. We'll be right back on Charlottesville This Week.
Who can say where the road goes?